Hey guys, JR here. Hey, I'm in the final stages of framing and roughing in my little house that I'm building. And I had a question about how to preserve my lumber. I live in Arizona, and there's a lot of issues with termites here eating away the lumber in your house. And so obviously you pre-treat the dirt underneath your concrete slab. But there's not a whole lot of info on pre-treating your lumber. You can go out and you can buy chemicals like some of the common pesticides specifically for termites. But I was maybe looking for something that was going to last a little bit longer. A lot of those chemicals off the shelf, off of like Home Depot, some of those pesticides say they only work for a couple months. And if you go and you buy something from a pest control center like Termidor or something like that, they say that it'll last up to 10 years. So I kept doing a little bit of digging, and I found there's some natural salts that you can soak your lumber in that will help to preserve it and keep the termites from wanting to eat it. So what you're going to need is some borax. That's sodium borate, I believe. And then some roach powder. These are tablets, so they're compressed. If you smack them with a hammer, they just turn into total powder. And that's boric acid, 40% boric acid. So you want a 60%, a 60 to 40 ratio of your sodium borate to your boric acid. Now, since this is only 40% boric acid, I had to do some additional calculations. This is a 6-ounce box. In each box, you got 2.4 ounces, roughly, of the boric acid. So I figured I bought 8 boxes of these roach tablets. This is all stuff that I got just from Home Depot, right off the shelf. 8 boxes of this stuff is going to give me about 1.2 pounds of boric acid. At a 6-to-4 ratio, that means I need 1.8 pounds of the borax. So total, I'll have 3 pounds of my mixture there, and 1 pound will make 1 gallon of water. You mix it with 1 gallon of water. So I'm going to dissolve all this stuff in my bucket here. I'm gonna get it so that there's about 3 gallons of water there. I'm gonna add it to my little weed sprayer, and I'm gonna spray it on all my lumber in here, especially around the bottom plate and the first couple feet of all my lumber, and anywhere that it might touch. So I built this inside a metal building. As you can see, it's a metal building on the outside. So anywhere where it's going to be touching any of these like metal framing members or anything like that, I'm going to make sure that it's got a good soaking of this mixture. So the good thing about it is that because these are just natural salts, they'll stay in the lumber for decades. It's waterborne, so it dissolves in the water, and you spray it on, and it should stay there for, I mean, indefinitely. Now, the only downside is that it is waterborne. So the same water that you apply it with can wash it away, meaning if you ever have a plumbing leak or your house gets flooded or anything like that, it'll redissolve those salts and it'll wash it away. So you got to make sure that if you do have any water intrusion, that you're either retreating your lumber or you're aware of it, so that you just know what to expect. Anyway, so I'm going to get to mixing this stuff, and then we'll apply it and we'll let it dry so we can start sheetrocking. All right, so now I've sprayed it all off and it's starting to dry. My 3 gallons of solution did my little house. I was able to go around several times and get 2 or 3 good soakings on all my lumber. Keep in mind, this is a small house. This is only about 600 square feet livable. So if you got a bigger house or a bigger cabin or something that you might be doing, or even a shop, keep that in mind. My 3 gallons was just about perfect for this size. You can see some of these studs are starting to dry, and you can see all this salt deposit on them now. Just like if you were outside sweating a lot and you could see a salt line on your hat or your t-shirt, same thing here. That's showing us that we've deposited a lot of those salts into the lumber exactly how we wanted it to. So hopefully this will be a good pre-treatment for this lumber. Keep some of the critters and dry rot from compromising our lumber and our framing. But there you go, some homemade lumber pre-treatment. You can make out of borax and boric acid or roach powder. And hopefully that'll keep some of the nasty stuff at bay. Thanks, guys.